Blackberry white chocolate. Welcome to the show today. Friends, we are going to be looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, a bit of Roca Negra. Do they need to pump ETH BTC? Yes, they do. We're going to have a look at the CPI. There is an important CPI data coming out this week as well. This is the ETH BTC chart, friends. It's very important. Why? I'm going to explain this to you later on too, all right? Blackberry, Roca Negra need to convince the world that proof of stake, POS, is clean and good for your bags. They need to convince you that Ethereum and its way is better than Bitcoin. That's their ultimate goal. Because they can then bribe and print money and then get in Ethereum and control the network. Are they going to do it? I don't know. I'm just telling you, these people in control, they like power, they gravitate towards it, and they like to amass it. So I think there's a higher probability their ultimate goal is to pump ETH BTC. Now, if it goes up, it doesn't necessarily mean that the government is buying it. I'm just saying they might help boost its narratives coming ahead. Now, Bitcoin is still battling the red monthly candle of September, otherwise known as Rectember. Might be the 7th red candle in a row. We don't know what happens from here. But I just want you to know, on the weekly super trend, we're still waiting to see. Now, don't forget, this weekly super trend, free indicator, on the weekly time frame, W for friendship, there aren't as many fake outs. So it's green right now. It's green. And it would be funny if GCR, the Grim Reaper, who we have lots of love, admiration, and respect for on this channel, especially because he shouted me out, he had the same forecast as me for 2023, back around the end of the bear market. He basically said, everyone's going to get wrecked in 2023, but the prices are going to be net up by the end of the year. Effectively, what he's saying is, every time there's green action, people are going to be bullish. Every time there's red action, people are going to be bearish, bullish, bearish. Hopefully the next one, bullish. But that's what basically is going to be the theme of this year. And if you look back, it's exactly what we've seen. A slow and methodical progression out of the bear into the early phase of the bull to build a foundation, build a base of people who realize, you know what, they're going to have to print money again one way or another. In the middle of this week, there is CPI, the inflation numbers coming out. Now, for the month, it's expected plus 0.6%. This will annualize to about 3.6%, which is above that 2% target, right? So the data only runs back 12 months. We're going to get these jitters and individual prints. And the US Fed said they're focusing on the core number. Now, if you go to forexfactory.com, you will be able to see these. I check these every day. You got to check the data's coming out. You can see here, this is what's expected. Okay. And the next column is the previous month. So you notice how the core up here is plus 0.2. So we're going to see, the market does like things in expectations. Is everybody positioned for a cooling? Well, we're going to see a lot of people, they expect things to get worse. We're going to see from some political drama. Now, of course, Johnny has said to me, are you posting and speaking in a Twitter space at the same time? Legend. Thank you very much. No, Johnny, you, sir, are a legend. And yes, I was. I'm not stopping. If I get a good idea for these next 30 seconds, I want to provide value to everybody. High value content, free. We are friends, we're at the very, very cusp of it. We're like the very, very beginning. Everything we do now snowballs and compounds. I know it doesn't seem like it goes far. Trust me, it really does. That's why you like, subscribe, press the bell button all. I appreciate every single one of you. We are here to shock the algorithm. Share with your friends and family. And don't forget, they only have one tool. Who's they? The government. The US Fed. The overlords. The bug eaters, friends. They've only got one tool. Print money. That's it. When they print money, they dilute the money supply. They force people, now I've got to reallocate. And they hope in that reallocation that people start spending and moving stuff around. They've only got one tool. You've got to be aware of it. And speaking of that tool, we have something to look at here. An interaction between, now we've got Saifedean here. Saifedean wrote the Bitcoin Standard, one of the greatest Bitcoin books. I really do implore you. I suggest you read that book. It'll actually tell you, okay, well, fiat's going to zero eventually over time. But don't get fooled, friends. The governments have a lot of tricks, man. They can slow down that money printing and make you convinced that things are not going to go to zero. Okay, the fiat money supply. And this is Mr. Justin Wolfers. Now, interesting, Mr. Justin Wolfers says 92% of Republican primary voters say that inflation is going the wrong way in the past year. Now, of course, because it's Team Red. If Team Red is in, they're going to say that Team Blue sucks. So here is Seyfried getting very spicy. He basically says any inflation above 0%, so I just showed you that CPI, any inflation above 0% is the wrong direction, you dumb bitch. Like, chill out, it's okay, it's a naughty word. Because it means that people are being robbed by the government to pay for the parasite economists like you to gaslight them into cheering for their robbery. So it's actually true. They print money, pay the professors and the schools to tell everybody that printing money is good and useful. That's the system we live in. And it's funny, you might not like it, but I'll tell you it's going to happen anyway. And the people prefer this system. I know they just don't know a better system, but it is what it is. What are our likelihood of us convincing the whole world to change the system? You can't do much. That's why the power of crypto, right, is really transcending this, because you can actually benefit from this. And I want you to know, friends, you can't speak to people like this and expect good responses, okay? It's not healthy. If you want to onboard people, see, they don't really care because they can't impact much. But if you want to onboard people, you got to remember, we are just products of the information given to us. If you have an experience of one way your whole life, you can't be surprised. Oh my gosh, they can't see my point of view. Of course they can't. They've only been paid by the government, right? They've only been shown one way. Of course, you understand this. That's why we're all part of this community. But I'm just sharing with you, why are some people stagnant? Why do others grow? You really do got to have an understanding, man. Like Doge went to 80 billion market cap. I mean, and SHIB did 1 million X. Like, we really want to sit here and pretend like everyone knows what's going on. They don't. They don't. People are forming network effects around things that you never would think would have a chance. Okay, so it's important to keep an open mind, because that's what the whole game is. Number go up. What's the number go up mean? More people joining. More people joining, spreading more of the fiat that's printed out in the world. You want to front run that. It is what it is. And of course, we also know what else is what it is. The bug eaters. Their insatiable hunger to eat bugs. They need Ethereum to pump. They really do. I don't even know if they realize it yet. Or maybe they do, right? The ETH BTC chair, right, as I explained to you, okay, Roca Negra must get it up. Because Roca Negra, the cow fart stocks and assets, like everything ESG, basically their cow fart stocks, they don't do well. And that's not a good look. How is the government going to convince all of the people that cow fart stocks are good when they underperform? Not going to happen. So they have a plan. Let's put Bitcoin in the index. When Bitcoin gets pumped, the index gets pumped. Then we can brag about the returns, and then we can tell everybody that this evil thing, ESG friendly, is actually really good when it's not. You see the psyopsy? Of course they're going to do it. But this is where it's going to take a turn. The cow fart sniffers, they're being used, all right, to amass power. All those people who go out there with these little political activism, they're like, yes, I'm going to protest and the government's going to listen to me. No, they're not. You're just a little pawn and you know it, all right? You're a little pawn. You can't do anything. You want to yell into the ether space, okay? No pun intended. So these people, they don't understand. Fiat's being printed to pay for media to report what the government says. It's actually kind of sad when you think about it. But there is a way, friends. There's a way for us to beat them at this game. You already know what it is. Get long crypto. Get long and wait. Wait until it plays out. Because we know the game. The game is they want to ultimately make the case publicly that, one, proof of stake is better than the number go up. So if they can make Bitcoin into proof of stake, which is what they ultimately want. Remember, they want to add Bitcoin to the ESG friendly index, the cow fart index. So once it's in there, if there's a crash, they can easily put in the media, well, you know why Bitcoin's crashing? It's those Chinese miners. They just keep dumping on the floor. If only there was proof of stake for Bitcoin, because then there would be no electricity cost. You would just earn your yield. That's the narrative they can throw in there. You think this is far-fetched. No, it's not. No, it's not. What if Ethereum smashes Bitcoin? What if that ETH BTC chart goes up, the one I just showed you? What if it goes up? No one's going to be saying, well, give me that slower Bitcoin. They're going to be saying, give me a piece of that, man. I want to. What's making it go up? You're going to know. You're going to know because the media's going to tell you, well, Bitcoin keeps getting sell pressure from the miners and electricity cost, but Ethereum doesn't. So they can say, and Ethereum's cleaner. So these are very dangerous for the Bitcoin origin story, the proof of work origins. And unfortunately, and it's true, people will be bribed by higher prices. It is what it is, man. They push the price high enough, people are going to sell, they're going to get out, and they go back to the old system, and it's one vicious cycle. I wonder what's going to break it, though. Something's going to break it eventually. You're going to see this too, right? You're going to see Ethereum holders claim that the way of the future is 99% green energy, and they're going to be grabbing yield at the same time. So it's going to be a symbiotic relationship dressed up just to share with everybody that, you know what, Ethereum's killing it. It's great. And the bug eaters are here. The bug eaters approve. And they can control Ethereum. Now, people see this. They might think, well, does that mean not touch Ethereum? No. You serious? Roca Negra is going to use retail mum and dad as exit liquidity. Most likely. Somewhere down the line. I don't know if it's going to be short, mid, or long term, but down the line. We have to take advantage of this. They're printing US dollars. They're printing fiat, putting it in crypto, and they're going to play this game. So we're forced, as players of the game, to participate. We are, now that you know this. You got to think about it like that. Don't forget how easy it is, friends. If the Bitcoin price drops, they'll say those foreigners, those dirty, underground Chinese ASIC miners, they caused the price to crash. It's so easy to do that. Look at what they're doing to CZ Changpeng, the founder of Binance. They're saying, oh, Chinese terrorism. It's so easy to do that, man. Friends, it's not colors and religions. It's not, man. It's insiders and outsiders. It's the bug eaters and the protein drinkers. Which one are you? All right. I don't see many of you guys eating bugs and girls. All right. Most of you like protein. You know exactly where you stand. Okay. You're not in that little club. It's not even pretty little. It's pretty big. But we're not in that big club. Okay, friends. But there's way more poor people than there are rich people. So we know eventually, somewhere down the line, the game's going to be played like this. We just don't know specifically how. But you already know what's going on. Your eyes have opened. That's why it's super important. Yes, Bitcoin's going up, but we can't be dreaming of this $300,000 number. All right, we got to take advantage of crypto altcoins, entrepreneurial endeavors, these applications that get made much earlier. And we're waiting. They're getting closer. You can see meme coins, people trying to make new stuff. They're coming around at lightning fast speed. And with that, we're going to wait for the CPI. We'll go FOMC. Don't be afraid, friends. The cycle's still playing out as normal. If anything changes, we're going to be on top of it. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, all. Tell mum and dad you love and appreciate them. We don't care what CPI is. We know the game at play. Catch you in the next one.